The low-pitched voice. Drop your voice half an octave right now. Feel where it lands in your chest. That shift is worth money. Real money. Duke University tracked 792 male CEOs, measured their voices. The deeper the voice, the bigger the company. Every 22 hertz lower meant a company worth $440 million more and $187,000 extra in the CEO's pocket every year. Not height, not looks, just the pitch. Low sounds need bigger vocal cords. Bigger cords used to mean a bigger body. A bigger body meant the guy who kept you alive. Human brains never got the update. Casey Klofstad crunched the 2012 U.S. House elections. Candidates with lower voices beat male opponents 13% more often. Same pattern in courtrooms, same pattern in boardrooms, same pattern in every room you've ever walked into. People decide you're the leader before you've said anything worth hearing. The tax is real. Nobody thinks you're joking. People hand you decisions you never asked for. Rooms go quiet when you enter and you can't figure out why. But when the tribe needed someone believed in seconds, evolution picked you. The careful voice. You sound unsure, even when you're not. The head shows up before you pick it. People read this as weakness. Dead wrong. John Ohala at UC Berkeley mapped out the rule in 1984. He called it the frequency code. Across animals and humans, higher-pitched voices signal I'm not a threat. Lower-pitched voices signal I am one. Dogs do it. Birds do it. Humans do it. Your voice runs that same code without asking you. Tribes were small, 30, maybe 50 people. Leaving wasn't an option. Get kicked out and you died. Say the wrong thing to the wrong guy and you died. A voice that sounded too certain in the wrong moment meant dead. So your ancestors developed a voice that dropped the other person's guard before the words even finished. Softer, slightly higher. That little lift at the end of sentences. You're running threat detection the rest of us skip. You pick up tension in a room 3 beats before anyone else notices. You're reading the room before you know you're reading it. You remember what people said and how they said it. Weeks later, meetings punish this voice. The lower ones get promoted. You get called shy while you're actually the smartest reader in the building. But when the group needed hard truths delivered without starting a fight, your ancestors pulled it off. The tribes without someone like you broke apart and died. The expressive voice. You start telling a story at dinner. 7 people stop chewing. That's not charm. That's something happening in their brains. Scientists have a name for it. Neural coupling. When you tell a story well, your listener's brain activity locks onto yours. Their neurons fire in the same pattern, a split second behind. You're not talking at them. You're running code in their heads. Paul Zach's lab at Claremont found emotional stories release oxytocin in listeners, the bonding chemical. You're pulling people toward you while you talk. Before writing existed, this was everything. Which plants would kill you? Which animals would kill you? Which tribe would take you in when yours fell apart? All of it lived in whoever could tell it so nobody forgot. A McGill University study in 2025 confirmed it. Stories activate completely different memory networks than flat information. Stories don't just sound better, they stick differently. The cost? People think you're performing when you're being real. Your normal sounds theatrical to quieter people. You're not performing. You're running the oldest software humans ever built, the warm voice. Strangers tell you their life stories at the grocery store. Kids go quiet around you. Dogs walk up to you in parks for no reason. Something about your voice changes the chemistry in other people. University of Wisconsin ran this study. 61 girls put under stress. Some got hugs from their moms after. Some got a 15-minute phone call instead. The hormones responded almost the same. Stress hormones dropped. Bonding hormones climbed. A phone call hit the same as a hug. Your voice does a smaller version of that to everyone in earshot. The softness, the warmth, the way you lift at the end of a sentence when someone is struggling. Babies hear that pattern in the first months of life. Your voice activates the same wiring in adults decades later. That's why strangers overshare with you. Modern work grinds this voice down. Louder voices collect the promotions. Your warmth gets called softness. Your empathy gets called weak. You do the emotional work that keeps teams alive while someone louder gets paid for it. But when trust cracked and somebody had to hold the group together, you were the only tool that worked. The dominant voice. You walk in. Your voice fills the room before you decided to let it. People step back half an inch. You didn't plan that. David Putz ran an experiment at Penn State. He recorded men introducing themselves to a male rival. The guys who thought they were stronger than the other guy automatically dropped their pitch. The guys who felt weaker pushed it up. Nobody told them to. Their vocal cords just did it. Your voice is reading who's in charge before your brain catches up. Before there were courts, before there were laws, groups still had to sort out who was in charge. Fighting about it every time was expensive. Expensive in blood. Expensive in bodies. A voice that refused to shrink ended the argument before fists came out. That's what yours does. Closes questions. Modern life punishes it. Direct gets heard as aggressive. Helpful gets heard as threatening. Soft workplaces read your baseline as a fight. But groups needed someone who didn't flinch when pushed. Soft leadership got people killed. Your ancestors kept the wolves at the edge of camp. Your voice is still doing that. The fast-paced voice. People tell you to calm down, slow down, lower your voice. They don't hear what they're listening to. Your voice hits the brain's attention system in under 200 milliseconds. Before anyone even decides to pay attention, you've already taken it. Pitch jumps, fast pace, bursts of energy. Every piece is a hook. Flat voices earn attention. Yours takes it. For thousands of generations, human groups lived in noise. Kids yelling, predators moving, news breaking across camps of 30. Somebody had to cut through all of it. That was you. Danger showing up, morale dropping, group going flat. Your voice did the work a quiet voice never could. You exhaust people in libraries. You're too much in boardrooms. Teachers told your parents you couldn't sit still. Dates tell you you're a lot. People have told you to turn it down so many times you stopped listening. But the group that couldn't be moved, the meeting that was dying, the friends gone quiet. That's when evolution hands you the mic. You took it every time. Your dominant voice, your backup. That's the system. You just watched 6 voices. You know which one is yours? You felt it. One of them hit harder than the others. That's your dominant voice. The one your bloodline passed down through famines and wars and ice ages. Enough chaos to kill most of the genes that tried to make it this far. Yours got through. But here's what nobody tells you. You've got a second voice in there. A backup. The one you reach for when the first one stops working. Low-pitched guys find warmth when someone they love breaks. Careful voices go dominant when their kid is in danger. Fast talkers slow down when the moment demands it. Most people never develop that second voice. They run their default everywhere and wonder why certain rooms keep rejecting them. Figure out yours. Push harder into the voice that's natural. Build the one that isn't. Your voice shaped every room you've ever walked into. The next one is already listening.